Behind me, 24, or rather her animated shell, approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thoughts unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position as if controlled by someone else, and ready my weapon. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her, 24, as she is now, stood no chance against me. I fall to my knees next to 24. Her limbs have been shattered. She will never rise again. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing has slowed. 24's face is turned to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I did not expect her to respond, but 24's face moves slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. 24's dead face is laughing. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotions and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything she had. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or if that is my own perception. It is too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly, like a crumbling statue. The next time I awaken, I am lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. The download of 24's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I am confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. The researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body one after another. The data downloads begin. All of 24's information, combat data, various records, and the memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear that it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is the first time I have received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked to that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time. The big tree whose branches we examined. That sound of water we heard periodically. Snowy playing around. As I relive 24's experiences, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There's a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person still in human development stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers or from those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment. If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She is in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Where did 24 hear this voice? Did she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more than myself.
Others? It is strange, but when I hear that, I feel 24's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps even I feel something unexplainable.
And yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy. I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I have experienced it as a variance in waveform, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are no more related memories from 24. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by 24 last night. I quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeated her in combat. 24 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? I feel something wrenched inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality, a message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
How 24 must have wanted to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only one who understood her. She must have been devastated. But the letter ends in the way I least expected.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
Oh, okay. I am shocked. How can she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion of for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys. Is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Delete them? Something roars within me. It drowns out the feelings for 24 and our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow that what 24 left me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unit as our enemies. We killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now even the few memories of 24, my sisters and I have accumulated are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps even my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof of 24 had lived. Her last wishes will permanently be lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fists. They make a small grinding noise. The goal that 24 found for herself was left to me. I will carry out as my own. I will burn it into my heart as my goal. It is a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. it must be fought for. Or rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
I am able to release all my limiters despite being inside the cage. The researchers monitoring me on their tablet PC seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are witnessing an override of the principles of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in and reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
What do you think we are?
Something I have not felt until now, a sensation like heat spreads through my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There's a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strengths into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It is not because I judge it as a viable course of action. I am not merely executing an order. I am acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if the restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. The metal parts in both my limbs and the restraint begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out and see the girl who loved us, though we were not yet created. To fulfill 24's wish, which has become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I am met with barricades and heavy artillery.
Mom, I haven't got any projectile weapons.
My sister units and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns over a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, we were given short-range weaponry, a chain arm, and other implements in my case, but they are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting to situations in my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility. But these specimens are much healthier. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the research facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. This is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. Then I notice a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. One of my sisters must have taken an interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping me to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. These trees obstructing my view, they are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the trees' characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. This variety of tree is known as a cedar. It is found in many inhabitants, but the cedars are very unique. The tree's shape and the age that it implies is so different that it is a nearly separate species. If that is because of the difference in the environment, it may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It seems that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. The response was swift. It seems that they had measures in place in an event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel poured out of it. They moved to surround me from both the left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optical solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. I'd try to shake them off by running faster. But soon afterwards, I reached the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stop. There is nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here. But I cannot be captured either. They will surely delete my memories. They will take my desire and everything else that was given to me. What purpose is there in avoiding destruction then? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I ain't gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
Persona. The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off, one after another, shocked.
This reading, is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I am intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it. But I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run toward the main gate. There's a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire right now, and vault over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arm towards the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. A much greater power touches the door as well. Holy hell! Suddenly the door crumbles like paper and a large hole forms on the upper half.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's...
Persona! But I quickly regained my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then... It is then that I realize I do not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl 24 wished to see? Where can I go meet her? The only clue I have is this idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that these distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin by traveling to where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the least, I can get closer to the girl than I am now. Although my situation is dire, and I am under pursuit, internally I am cheerful. There is a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Alrighty, I'm taking a break before I continue. Okay, let's do this.